America, we are back, baby. Welcome to another episode of America Unfiltered with James Pascalides. We got our Friday episode today. Hope you guys had a great week. It's been a fucking slow-ass news week, but we're still going to report on things today. We got some stuff to talk about. I told you guys at the end of I did a reaction stream yesterday. I told you guys at the end what we'd be talking about today. We're going to be talking about Trump's decision to allow more immigrants into the country. But for the first time in Trump's administration, these are immigrants that I'm okay with. Usually I am a net zero immigration guy, but after what, 30, 40 years of being raped with immigrants who don't speak English, don't assimilate into our culture, we finally get some white European immigrants? Based? I don't know. I'm kind of happy about this. This is a win from the Trump administration. Trump has now announced that they are going to start taking in refugees from Europe. And not only are they just any refugees, these are refugees who want to come to America because they're facing censorship online. And what are they facing censorship about? They are facing censorship over the fact that they don't want more immigrants. They don't want more people who don't assimilate into their culture. So we're going to bring people into America who will assimilate into America who also don't want immigrants to come in who don't assimilate. I mean, this is the best possible scenario. This is something I'm truly excited about. I never thought I'd be on this show celebrating more immigrants and refugees in this country, but we've come full circle. We're here. We're growing with time. We're growing. So I'm very excited to talk about that today. That'll be our featured story of the day. I also do want to talk about the New York City mayor debate. We're not going to talk about it a lot, but I do have a couple videos I want to show you. I don't know. I obviously don't like Zohran Mamdani. Who fucking does? Who wants a Muslim running New York City? I mean, the same ideology that took down the Twin Towers, allegedly, that's what the country says. I like to say that it was Israel and America. But according to the masses, according to the media, Muslims were responsible for 9/11. So why are we letting a Muslim take control of one of the greatest cities, or what was one of the greatest cities in our nation? We'll break that down today. I also do want to talk a little bit about Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh's relationship. This is something that I think will start getting a little bit rocky over time, a little shaky. It already seems to be the beginning of the end. So we'll break all that down today. Like I said, we'll have a casual Friday show. We're going to joke around. We'll report on some news. I got some videos to show you guys, but I hope you guys are enjoying the day. Hope you're having a happy Friday. I want to remind everyone to smash the follow button, smash the subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the show. We'll be responding to comments at the end of the show today. We didn't do it yesterday because I just did a reaction stream and I was traveling, but now that I'm back, we'll be responding to all the comments from yesterday and the day before. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you guys tune in for the entire thing. Our first topic, I want to talk about these white immigrants. I mean, this, again, it's something that we're coming full circle on. Whoever thought that on America Unfiltered, we would be celebrating more immigrants and refugees coming into America? But this decision came very recently where Trump said that we are going to prioritize the highest IQ individuals. We're going to prioritize refugees who are primarily white Europeans who are facing censorship online and backlash in their home countries because they speak out online about not wanting immigrants in their country. And who do they not want in their country? Do you guys know? Do you guys know? They do not want the super predators in their country. They're based. They don't want the Muslims. They don't want the super predators. They want to live a nice, peaceful life. They don't want to have to worry about getting an AR-15 put in their face. They don't want to have to worry about getting robbed, getting your house broken into, some asshole in a Nissan Altima driving up the side of the road. They don't want to have to worry about it. They just want to live in a peaceful society. They want to be away from that. And I'm very glad we're bringing these people into our nation. You guys are welcome here. You're welcome. You guys are so welcome in America. All we ask is that you keep your same positions, that you don't want these people in your country. Because guess what? They're pouring into ours, and we don't fucking want them either. But for some reason, we can't stop the overflow of them from coming in. So I'm glad we're bringing in these people, more people that we can, again, maybe if we're not even friends with them, we might not relate with them in every way. They might have a weird accent, but at the very least, they are going to be good neighbors. They're not going to be bothering you. They're not going to be robbing you. They're not going to be doing things that don't assimilate into American culture. So I think this is a massive win for America. I I don't know why it took Trump so long to realize this. Why did it take Trump so long to realize that if you bring immigrants into a country, it should benefit the country? How does it benefit Americans to bring in hundreds of thousands of Indians? It doesn't. How does it benefit America to bring in hundreds of thousands of Chinese spies? It doesn't. Any Chinese immigrant who comes in this country is a spy because of a law they have in China that says if you're a Chinese national traveling outside the country and a Chinese government official asks you any questions about said country, you are forced to answer truthfully. So that means any single Chinese national is here on immigration as a student, for work, whatever it is, they could be an active spy, and we have to assume they are. We are in a generational war with China that we are losing. So it is important that we assume they are all spies. And I don't want them in my country. I don't want most of the Muslims in my country. I don't want most of the immigrants in my country. But if you're going to tell me that after 35, 40 years of being raped with mass migration, that we're finally going to get some immigrants who assimilate into America, fuck yeah, I'm going to celebrate it. I'm going to cheers to it. That's a win for us, a win for America. This is huge. This is awesome. These people will finally be able to use their voices, their free speech. We'll have more people speaking out. It's funny, we're bringing in immigrants so we can have more people speaking out against immigrants. It's great. It's come full circle. But yeah, they're going to come in. They're going to be all over X, Facebook, all over the social medias talking about how they do not want these people who ruined their countries to come to ours. Because that's what they're trying to do. We have cities like Dearborn, Michigan, being taken over by Muslims. I mean, it is infiltrated with them. We can't stop it. You're called Islamophobic if you call it out. We need to stop it, though. We have them saying, "Oh no, we're gonna stop the flow of immigration," but then they say, "Oh, we're gonna bring in 600,000 Chinese spies," and then Howard Lutnick doubles down and says, "It is imperative to the success of America that we bring them in. We won't be successful without them." Basically saying that you, me, and all Americans are too fucking stupid, so we need to bring the Chinese in. It's funny though. You know what I noticed? They can admit that Chinese people are smarter, but they can't admit that certain ones are dumber. I don't know, it's a funny double standard, right? They can admit that certain countries are smarter, but they always fail to admit which ones are way dumber. And those are the countries they usually bring the people in from. So I don't know. I think this is a nice turn of events. I think this is a nice twist. I didn't expect this to happen. Again, I would have been celebrating immigration a long time ago if I knew this was possible. If I knew it was possible that we'd bring in primarily white and that's another huge part, English speaking. When I say assimilate into American culture, I mean they're going to follow our laws, they respect our Constitution, and they speak English. Do you know how big that is? Like, most immigrants just refuse to do it. I saw a video of a woman getting deported the other day, and her grandkid was like, "My abuela's been here for 30 years. And then they're like, "Does she speak English?" They're like, "No." And I'm like, that bitch was here for 30 years and refused to learn English? Good. I'm glad she's gone. You get the fuck out too now. Like, learn fucking English. We live in America. America, bitch. Learn English. That is the language of this nation. And we'll finally have some more people coming in. They'll be speaking it. They'll be talking on social media. They'll be speaking out against all the other immigrants. I mean, this is, again, just a massive win. We're not going to talk about this for far too long because I do have a bunch of other stuff I want to show you. But we had to celebrate that for a moment, guys. I mean, I wish I had like a little confetti cannon to just pop off right here because I'm ecstatic right now. I've never been so happy on the show. We're getting white immigrants. We're getting white immigrants who speak English, who are going to assimilate, who aren't going to commit crimes. This is fucking awesome. We never get that. Since I've been alive, that hasn't happened. So let's go. W Trump. That's a base move from the Trump administration that we can all respect. We could all enjoy. I do want to go over to some of our X stuff. I want to go on to one of our next topics. I told you guys we were going to talk about this New York City debate. And I want to talk about that. Then we'll go into the Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro stuff. The New York City debate was absurd, and it reminds me of the immigrant conversation because Zohran Mamdani is a fucking shit immigrant that shouldn't be here. What is he, Ugandan? Get the fuck out of my country. You're a Muslim? Get the fuck out of my country. You don't assimilate. You're a prophet, married a 6-year-old, fucked a 9-year-old. Your Bible says you can marry multiple women, and you can beat them as long as you don't do it too hard. Guess what? I don't want that shit in my nation. You get one wife, you don't get to fucking beat her. I mean, like, come on, this is America. This is a Christian society, and we need to start acting like it again. But I'm going to bring you guys over to our X page. I want to show you guys 2 videos from the debate. The first one is kind of like a little 3-minute highlight reel that basically goes through the entire debate, and then there's one other clip I want to show you, and it's just so fucking absurd. Actually, we're going to go to the short clip first, because it kind of makes more sense with, you know, transitioning from immigration to this. So let me bring you guys over. Give me one moment. But yeah, here. So it's a tweet from Matt Walsh. Let me actually play the video, and then we'll go over the tweet right after. Let's go over this video really quick. And Zoran thinks this is like a massive W for him. He thinks he won. He thinks he got some fucking aura points with this. But no, like, this is embarrassing that America's gotten to this point. The fact that Zoran's making this argument just shows that we're losing what America actually is. And that's what Matt Walsh talks about. So here we go. We're going to watch this real quick.
Primary for him to set foot in a mosque. That candidate in the Democratic primary for him to set foot in a mosque. He had more than 10 years, and he couldn't name a single mosque at the last debate we had that he visited. And what Muslims want...
I couldn't name a single mosque in general. Fuck them.
In this city is what every community wants and deserves. They want equality and they want respect. And it took me to get you to even see those Muslims as part of this city. And that, frankly, is something that is shameful and is why so many New Yorkers have lost faith in this politics.
Yeah, except, you know, that...
I don't even see them as Americans. He's like, you don't see him as a part of the city. I don't even see you... Zoran, I don't even see you as an American. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Totally false. I worked with the Muslim community for many years.
Name a single mosque you went to when you were the governor. Can you name a single mosque you went to in 10 years?
Before you were ever here. They were
before I was here?
Before you were even in state government. I worked with the Muslim community. Yeah. Imams presided over State of the States. We worked in religious working groups, tolerance groups, anti-Semitic groups, etc.
All right, gentlemen.
Candidate in the Democratic primary.
Yeah, so what Matt Walsh says is a really good take on this. He says it's a very, very bad sign that you haven't visited enough mosques is now an attack line against American politicians. These are the fruits of mass migration. The migrants don't assimilate to us. They demand that we assimilate and submit to them. Exactly. That's what I've been saying. They don't want to assimilate into American culture. They want to come in our country. They want to start doing prayer calls at 5 in the fucking morning, waking up the entire town, even the non-Muslims. This is not America. That's not what America is. America is a Christian society based on Christian values, founded by white European Christians. This is, I don't know, this is really downhill where New York City is fucked. I mean, New York City, I think they say Zoran, according to Kalshi, has like an 89% chance of winning the mayoral race. So New York City is fucked. And I'm not saying Cuomo's great. You know, Cuomo had a lot of shit, a lot of problems. But the fact that what Matt Walsh is saying, that you can now use in a precedent has been set. You can now be a Muslim running in America and say, how many mosques have you been to? And that's apparently a legit argument now? Like, what the fuck? No, I'll never step foot in one. I don't give a shit. I could be running for fucking president. I would never. Fuck that. Get the fuck out of my country. How about that? How about that? Just get the fuck out. You, Zoran, all the Muslims in New York, get the fuck out. All of you. If you're not assimilating into America, if you expect us to bow down and assimilate to your shit culture, start eating with our fucking hands, start praying on mats at 5 in the morning in the middle of the street, inconveniencing everybody, no, we're not gonna fucking do that. Sorry, this is America, bitch. We're gonna go on. I want to show you guys this is the clip, the 3-minute clip. We'll watch the whole thing pretty much. I'll pause it here and there in between, but this is the clip of that summarizes pretty much the entire debate. And some of the things are just so fucking ridiculous.
Number one, I will fight you every step of the way if you try to hurt New York.
Unless he weaponizes the justice system to go after the attorney general of this state, in which case you'll issue a statement that doesn't even name the president. And no matter what you think about Donald Trump, you know that not even being able to name him is an act of cowardice. And that's what we would see from Donald Trump's puppet on the right.
What I will say, and where I will give Zoran his props, is he's good at he's a decent public speaker. Like he is good at putting people on the spot, and it's a Gen Z millennial thing. And like our younger generations, I'm assuming most of my viewers are younger generations. I know we got some monks out there, but we don't take shit. We just don't take shit, and he does fall into that category. He doesn't take a ton of shit. And I think that's why he's coming up over Cuomo in a lot of ways, is the way he's able to phrase certain things. Obviously, you know, New York is lost and socialist and it's borderline communist at this point, and, you know, his communist policies help him with that audience. But at the same time, I do think when he has a debate like this versus a guy like Cuomo and he's able to just shut Cuomo the fuck down with certain things, it's one of the reasons that he was so successful. Even though I fucking hate this guy, that's the one positive thing I'll say about him. It's not like a positive thing about him. A lot of people have that, but he is a decent speaker when it comes to how he likes to phrase his arguments. He's good at backing certain people into corners, and that's something that a lot of people could study. And for future elections, mayoral debates, if they're ever going to go against this fucking guy.
Israel does not have a right to exist as a Jewish state, which he has never acknowledged. That is from the river to the sea. That's why he won't denounce globalize the Intifada, which means kill all Jews.
The occupation is a reference to international law and the violation of it, which Mr. Cuomo has no regard for since he signed up to be Benjamin Netanyahu's legal defense team.
Many of his positions don't even follow the Muslim.
Yeah, like, again, stuff like that. When in the initial debate, they asked every single person, where's the first place you'll go after being elected? Every single one of the candidates said, I'm going to Israel. And then Zoran said, I'm going to stay in New York City. I'll take care of the Jews in New York City, the American Jews who are here, but I have no reason to go to Israel. That was the correct fucking answer that for some reason these politicians refuse to say, and it's because they're paid to shill for Israel. I mean, APEC shills out more money to these retards than it. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Faith, so I see them as two totally separate things.
Mr. Mamdani, want to respond?
You know, it took Andrew Cuomo being beaten by a Muslim candidate in the Democratic primary for him to set foot in a mosque. He had more than 10 years, and he couldn't name a single mosque at the last debate we had that he visited. And it took me to get you to even see those Muslims as part of this city. And that, frankly, is something that is shameful.
We have Zoran Mandami, Zoran. And so it's
Zoran. I've said time and again that I recognize Israel's right to exist. I've said that I will not recognize any states. I said that I will not.
As a Jewish state.
If I would be allowed to finish, that I would not recognize any state's right to exist with a system of hierarchy on the basis of race, of religion.
If you don't know what you're doing, people could die.
Mr. Mamdani, want to respond?
And if we have a health pandemic, then why would New Yorkers turn back to the governor who sent seniors to their death in nursing homes? That's the kind of experience that's on offer here today. You've heard it from Andrew Cuomo that the number one...
That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about when I say he knows how to phrase things in a way that's going to relate to the audience. Like, he's systematically beating the shit out of Cuomo in this debate, even though I disagree with so many of the things he's saying. Cuomo is obviously a shit debater relative to Mamdani, and I'm not trying to glaze Mamdani. I fucking hate this guy. I want him out of my fucking country. But I'm going to give him the props of he's winning this because he's just a better debater, because he's a better speaker, because all the fucking washed up retards they have running for mayor are washed up retards. They're taking money from lobbyists. They're saying they're going to go to Israel instead of, like, you're the mayor of New York. What? You're going to go to Israel? You're the fucking mayor of a city. Go fuck yourself. Stay in New York. Zoran's the only one who gave the right answer to that. And again, this isn't Zoran glaze. This is me just trying to say that everyone else is so fucking retarded that they're actually making this retard look smart. And he's not smart. That it's so sad that, like, everyone else is so fucking dumb that this guy looks smarter than them, even though he's a retard himself.
Crisis in this city, the housing crisis, the answer is to evict my wife and I. He thinks you address this crisis by unleashing my landlord's ability to raise my rent. If you think that the problem in this city is that my rent is too low, vote for him. If you know the problem in this city is that your rent is too high, vote for me.
I know there are many
again, phrasing.
Jewish people who believe he is anti-Semitic. I believe not condemning the globalized Intifada.
Getting hung up on the Jewish bullshit. Again, this is like, I get there's a lot of Jewish people in New York City, but come on. Like, again, this is what's losing him this. This is the reason Zamdani is winning.
He has said about Hamas.
I have denounced Hamas again and again, and it will never be enough for Andrew Cuomo, because what he is willing to say, even though not on this stage, is to call me, the first Muslim on the precipice of leading this city, a terrorist sympathizer.
Okay.
I'll just call you a terrorist. I don't give a shit. Again, you're a Muslim. You're a Muslim. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. I don't want you here. I just don't. I don't. You don't assimilate into American culture, and I've explained all my reasons why. I don't have to keep explaining them, but you guys get it.
Thank you. Would you protect the Christopher Columbus statues that exist here in the city?
Hopefully.
I'm telling you, my focus is on affordability. I'm not thinking about
statues. Well, you're not answering the question.
Right. Yeah,
thank you.
He
not answering
the question. He gave the finger to the Columbus Day statue.
That issue's come up.
That's what we call it, disgraziado.
Right, what's your go-to breakfast order at the bodega?
Disgraziad.
Mr. Sliwa?
Oh, eggs and cheese on a roll. No salt, please.
What kind of fucking question is this? Your go-to bodega order?
Mr. Cuomo?
Same thing. No salt also.
Mr. Mamdani?
Egg and cheese on a roll with jalapenos.
Number one.
That's a stupid fucking last question. But I wanted to show that because I wanted to show, again, this is why he's winning. It's because he's better at debating, he's better at speaking, he's better at framing his questions in a way that backs his opponent into a corner. And I wanted to show you guys this because this is what everyone needs to learn how to do. If we're going to beat these people, if we're going to beat them politically, we need to beat them in their own games. We need to be better speakers than them. We need to know all their tricks, know all their tactics, and we need to hammer them against them. The next person to debate this guy has to pin him in a fucking corner, the way he did to Cuomo. We can't let Muslims take over New York City. We can't let them take over our cities. Again, Dearborn, Michigan is absolutely fucked. And it is fucked because of Muslims, because of the infiltration into our society. So, I don't know. I'm really nervous for the future of New York. As someone who grew up in that area, it makes me really sad to see one of the greatest cities in this nation just going to shit. Because it will turn to shit. No growth will happen in the city when he raises the taxes in the way he wants to. These city-run grocery stores, okay, you're asking about bodega breakfast. You're about to bankrupt all the bodegas. You are seriously going to bankrupt all the bodegas if you have these city-run grocery stores. And not only that, they're going to turn to shit. Like, there's going to be shit in the aisles. There's going to be homeless people smoking crack outside. Zoran also said, I don't know if I have a clip of it pulled up. Let me see. I don't know if I do. We'll watch that clip later. Yeah, I guess I don't have a clip of it. But Zoran said he also wants to legalize prostitution. Dude, fuck you. Fuck you. Legalize No. How about we send all hookers to a third world country? How about we deport them too? We don't need degeneracy in our society. We have enough degeneracy in our society. Enough hedonism and degeneracy and bullshit. Get that shit out of here. We don't need women selling their snatches for $14.99 on OnlyFans. We definitely don't need them selling it on the corner too. Fuck that. If you have prostitutes in New York City, arrest them. It should be illegal. Women should not be able to sell themselves. Men should not be able to no one should be able to sell themselves sexually. That is fucking disgusting. It is immoral. It goes against everything God wants. We got to put our actions and intentions in alignment with the will of Christ. And right now, New York City is turning into a cesspool of hedonism, degeneracy, and bullshit. We got to get away from this. We got to move towards a Christian nationalist society, an American nationalist society that actually promotes the values that this country was founded on, like Christ. We cannot stray away from that. The further we stray away from Christ, the closer we get to the devil. We cannot get to that point in society. And it seems like that's the path we're going down right now. I'm going to X out of these two tabs here. We're going to be bouncing around a bit. I do want to go over to this Matt Walsh thing. Let's see. I have it. Yeah, I got it right here. So first we're going to show this. Text messages acquired from Gavin Wax. Gavin Wax is this little fucking piece of shit right here. Again, I doubt any of my listeners do. But if you do, by some chance, if you guys have this guy's number, and Nick Fuentes said this too, I'm really just repeating a point he said. If you have this guy's number, you have a responsibility to text this guy, fuck you, I'm never speaking to you again, you sick rat fuck. Like some variation of that. Nothing violent, never violence. We're not violent people, we're Catholics. But we do have an obligation to say, you are a rat fuck, you're a sick prick, fuck you, you are never going to go anywhere in politics because we will ostracize you. We will remove you from every circle you're currently in. You will have no friends left in this fucking game by the time you're done. This sick fucking disgusting retard who ratted over a vice chair seat in the fucking Young Republicans. This fucking 30-year-old is going for a chair seat in Young Republicans. He didn't get it, so he blackmailed somebody, Bartels, to give him the chat logs. He got them, and then he leaked them to Politico like a snake rat fuck. But text messages acquired from Gavin Wax's phone prove that he leaked the Young Republicans' Telegram chat messages to Politico. The below text messages will show Gavin Wax's correspondence with Politico journalist Jason Bieferman, what a retarded name, from at latest September 2025 onwards, where Wax conspired with a Bieferman, a registered Democrat. So the leader of the Young Republicans is snitching on Republicans to a fucking Democrat? Choose one side, bitch. Fuck you. You're a rat fuck. You're a snake. You're a rat. Fuck you. To tarnish the reputations of his fellow Republicans over a petty dispute. In a text exchange, Gavin Wax asked Politico journalist Jason Bieferman how the piece is coming, to which Bieferman replies, good. Graphics team accepted the story as a project, so there will be visual aspects too, like recreation of the chat. Wax replies, LMFAO, amazing. In another exchange, Bieferman communicates to Wax that no one knows anything about the story relating to the chat. Bieferman and Wax discuss the contents of the Restore Young Republicans group chat, a chat Wax wasn't a part of. Bieferman notes that Bobby Walker made jokes about Peter Gianta in the chat to Wax. Let's see. Let's go over the text. Yes, of course. How's the piece coming? Good. Graphics team accepted. This is kind of what we just went over. This is him leaking the fucking phone numbers of the people. Hey, do you know who Mitch is? He was in the chat. Yes, he is their general counsel. Yes, so he's aware of both stories. No one knows anything about the chat. This is Peter's statement. This is nothing more than a sad and pathetic attempt at a political hit job. Members of the New York City Young Republicans are upset I called out their anti-hero Gavin Wax for no longer living in New York and trying to continue to hold a position on the state Young Republican board. Instead of prioritizing the important work ahead of us this November, the New York Young Republicans is spending its time plotting the character assassination of fellow Republicans. Republicans across the Empire State will not and should not forget the choice that the New York City Republicans Club made to place their lust for power over the Republican Party. This will surely be a dark mark in the club's storied history. And then I think this is the last one. He goes, yeah, would not be surprised. Didn't have time to see if the National Women's Republic Club thing is on there. Apparently, they need to now amend those filings because they were wrong. The amount of potentially criminal activity is staggering. Wow. Got one more contact to ask in case you have it. Do you have the phone number for hate? I'm not going to say, I wish I didn't have that person's name there. I guess it's all out there anyway. But you can see he's still leaking the information to these people. This guy is a sick rat fuck. In additional text messages, Gavin Wax is seen giving the phone numbers and names of the Young Republicans mentioned in the recent Politico article to Bieferman. In exchange, Wax relays the information of numerous individuals from the Restore Young Republicans chat to Bieferman, including Samuel Douglas, Alex Dwyer, Anna K. Cady, Rachel Hope, and Joe Maligno. In another text exchange, Wax confirms with Jason Bieferman with a screenshot he posted in a New York Young Republicans Telegram group chat stating, got them both, who is the weakest link and who will break first, and we need to game this out. Yeah, it's super fun. Again, this guy is Sick rat fuck. Never trust this snake. Never trust this fucking rat. Seriously, never fucking trust this rat. And if you have contact with him, I urge you to text him today saying you're a sick rat fuck and I'll never speak to you again. And then do it. Never speak to this sick rat fuck again. Again, no violence. Never any violence. I denounce any violence. But we have an obligation, if you know this person, to denounce them and to let them know that you know how much of a rat fuck they are. And for anyone who doesn't like how much I'm saying rat fuck, this guy is, I could say way worse about this fucking retard. I could say so many terrible things about this sick rat fuck, but I'm being polite calling him a rat fuck. Just so you know, Gavin Wax, I'm being nice to you, bitch. I could call you terrible fucking things that would get me removed from society, but you are just, what I'm going to say is you're a sick rat fuck. In the exchange, Bieferman confirms the identity of the person he is speaking to as Gavin Wax, saying that Peter thinks he's the one pushing the story but didn't address the claim, obviously. In the messages, Wax appears to provide information used in Bieferman's early September article describing an alleged series of unpaid debts. And I'll let you guys see the text. FYI, Peter texts me saying he thinks you're the one pushing the story. I didn't address it, obviously, but just for your radar. Haha, funny thing is, you reached out to me originally. And then he goes, awesome, are you doing one or two pieces? We identified material irregularities dating to the administration of former chairman, Peter Ginta, raising questions about possible rogue actors within the organization. Is there other evidence you have or I can include? I only know the 14,000 for certain. Yes, he's aware of both stories. No one knows anything about the chat. And then I think I already read that chat. I already read that statement. But yeah, so that's the latest update on the Gavin Wax side of this, on the rat fuck who leaked, again, this fucking sick rat fuck who leaked the information. Fucking disgusting. Gotta spit at his feet. He's so gross. What a piece of shit. What a disgusting piece of shit. Like, look at that, like, ugh. Like, I don't even have the best beard, but look at that ugly fucking beard. Look at those, like, nothing behind those eyes. Just a disgusting rat fuck. A disgrace to his family. You're a disgrace to American Republicans, you sick fuck. You're just such a sick fucking asshole. But we're going to go on. I'm going to show you guys here. Let me X out of that. We're going to go on here. I want to show this. So, Ben Shapiro appeared to scold Matt Walsh and others for declining to police the right after Politico published an article revealing the New York State Young Republicans' Telegram messages. And then I'm going to show this clip, and Matt Walsh responded. He said it wasn't scolding. He said they had a conversation where they all gave their perspectives and debated the topic openly and respectfully, and only 60 seconds was clipped. But kind of seems like it seems like Matt Walsh got a little spanking from Daddy Shapiro last night, but I love Matt Walsh too. Again, I'm not trying to shit on Matt Walsh. I think Matt Walsh is a secret groiper. I really think Matt Walsh is he's one of us. But I just think he's tied down by Ben Shapiro here. And he probably has a nice comfy contract. He's got a family. I'm sure after he made his Am I Racist movie, he got a fat contract. I'm just assuming that, and I'm assuming after his contract's done, he will leave the Daily Wire, because this really seems like the beginning of the end. You know, Matt Walsh comes here to deflect, but what I want you guys to pay attention to is how many fucking times Matt Walsh blinks in this. He's like, help me, like Morse fucking code.
Again, I'm not even disagreeing with the motivations of the Politico story. In fact, even on my show today, I talked about the motivations of the Politico story, which, Matt, I agree, are completely scurrilous and designed to distract from the sort of violent rhetoric.
10 blinks right there.
Rhetoric we've seen from the left. But it has led to, I think, a reactionary response on some parts of the right to say there should be no policing ever at all. No social consequences should ever attend to things that are said.
For fucking jokes? Do I have to apologize for saying Bibi Netanyahu is raping our government, which he is? No, we're never going to apologize. To all the young men who are in that chat who apologize, come on, don't clip your own nuts. Don't apologize. Never back down. Never take a backward step. Don't apologize. We'll go back like 5 seconds because I know I interrupted there, but I just had to say that.
Should ever attend to things that are said on the right. That it's basically just pure my side versus your side. The problem I have is, number one, I think that's immoral, and number two, I don't think that's pragmatic. I don't think that's moral because I think that there are things that get said on the right that are really, really, really ugly, and pretending those away doesn't make them go away. I think that they're rising. I think that they're getting more common. I know that my death threats from that side are getting more common. I know I have more security because of that, and it's not just from the left. I have lots of security from the left, and I also get lots of security from the right. Matt, I think a little bit earlier today you tweeted that kind of your litmus test is the people who are trying to kill you, and I totally get that. I also have that litmus test. The difference is that I think that if somebody tries to kill you, Matt, there's a good shot that it's going to be a leftist. If somebody tries to kill me, it's a frickin' Agatha Christie novel. I just don't know which direction the bullet is coming from at this point, given the sort of various and sundry radical.
He's trying to paint the Groypers as violent. He's trying to paint the right as violent. Are you fucking kidding me? The Groypers is a Catholic movement, first of all, so that's the first stupid fucking thing he says. Just because he's a shield for Israel and he's basically an Israeli news network who fronts as an American news network doesn't mean we want to fucking kill him. That's not, like, again, we denounce violence. I am the person who says no violence whatsoever. We pick up our Bibles, we pick up our rosaries, and we pray. We even pray for dumb schmucks like Ben. I use his Yiddish words so he can understand.
Extremes that exist. I'm not going to say that the right is equivalent to the left in this respect, because I don't think it's been mainstreamed to nearly the same effect on the right that it has been on the left. But to pretend that it has not infiltrated a lot of very important spaces, I think is sort of whistling past the graveyard.
Yeah, fuck you, Ben Shapiro. Again, you could see how uncomfortable. I hope you guys paid attention to what I was asking, which is just look at how Matt Walsh is like, what the fuck is this guy saying? And he's blinking 47,000 fucking times in a minute and a half clip. It's because he realizes that his time at Daily Wire is soon to be over. He doesn't have a lot in common with Shapiro anymore. Matt Walsh literally made a video last week that said, if you're on Israel's side, you're on the wrong side. Who is his boss? His boss is in Israel right now watching the peace deal being signed. His boss is an Israeli operative, basically. Ben Shapiro is probably Mossad. And if he's not Mossad, he is, I forget, but there's a thing, I don't know exactly what it's called. Here, give me one moment. Let me look it up really quick. But it's people who in America who aren't officially Mossad, but they help Mossad. It's for some reason it's not popping up. Like, I hate woke AI. Whatever, you guys get what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure if he's not Mossad, he at least works very close with them and reports to them. He wants to be a little good goy, you know? Or he's not a goy. We're the goy. We're the goyim, apparently. According to him, they don't give a fuck about us. He doesn't give a fuck about us. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys that. I thought that was pretty interesting because I really think Matt Walsh's time over at the Daily Wire, I don't think it's going to last that much longer. I really think they're on different sides of the aisle about these things. And I wanted to talk about this fucking little chud again. We've talked about Brill and Hollyhand a couple times, this country blumpkin, as Nick Fuentes likes to call him. But it seems like the Groypers are starting to get to him a bit. You know, this kid started denouncing Nick Fuentes, saying we need to get away from the Groypers. And then now, we're going to watch this clip. I think the Groypers are getting at him a bit.
My question is, how can we justify continued government intervention and spending in Israel, considering we've already spent billions of dollars there? The conflict has reached death tolls of thousands, and we have issues here in America we have to solve. Plus, you know, in Israel, even with this conflict, they still have a higher standard of living than we do here in America.
I was really excited to see the news yesterday that it looks like this finally might be ending. Because we elected President Trump not to be a president that sent us to be on the front lines of a proxy war, but to be the ones who actually promote America first. Like, that's what he ran on, and that's what we're seeing. And I think that's exciting. I think we get to a point where we...
Did he just say that's what we're seeing? This is America first? Bombing Iran, controlling Iranian airspace for Israel, letting the genocide happen, taking in hundreds of thousands of Chinese spies. What about burying the Epstein files, fucking up, we're barely getting deportations. He did shut down the border, but, like, how is any of this America first?
We have to say, Israel, Ukraine, they're our allies, but we're not just sending a blank check to anybody. We're not the police force of the world. It's not our position to bankroll all these different nations. We can't be that person. We have enough problems in every major city in this country that we need to be focusing on. We also apparently have, these other foreign agencies that have been like ripping millions of dollars out of USAID for decades now. So not only were we like knowing the billions that we were sending to fund LGBTQ drag shows in Ukraine, we were also spending money to fund LGBTQ drag shows in Africa. And who knew about that? So like, it's kind of getting to a point of saying, yes, we support you. Yes, we support democracy. Maybe let's get back to a little bit more constructive support instead of just handing you a blank check and saying, let your leader go write whatever number you want to on it. That's a
He is about to lose all the support from his Zionist GOP donors. I don't know how he got approval from that from his GOP donor father. Maybe it's coming in light of, like, Israel was very strategic, obviously. Obviously, Benjamin Netanyahu is pretty strategic, doesn't always know what he's doing, but he has a certain plan, and he has, people like Ben Shapiro, Laura Loomer, Barry Weiss, Bill Ackman. He has all these people in his ear feeding him the inside baseball, what's happening within America. So when they're telling him, hey, what if we stopped giving you guys the money, we still gave you guys some weapons on the low though, and we still supported you in all your fucking shit wars, maybe it would look a little better optically in America because we could at least say, oh, we cut the funding to Israel. But Israel doesn't need our funding. They're a profitable country. Unlike us, who's fucking trillions in debt, they're a profitable nation. They just take our money to take it. What they really need is they need our military support because they would get fucking killed without it. Every country around the world fucking hates them. Or at least the majority of countries around the world despise Israel. And I have a little clip of that as well I want to show you guys right here from our local baddie, our local sweetheart, our local sweetheart, Anna Kasparian, American journalist Anna Kasparian. Oh yeah, look at this, look at this. We're gonna go right into it. This is the freaky woman, ooh, from that clip. But she's from the Young Turks. We're gonna watch this really quick. But this is her explaining how nobody fucking likes Israel, and it's not just Americans; it's around the world.
And for any Israelis watching this right now, I want you to be clear. I want you to understand this, okay? You are hated internationally. Hated. The whole international community loathes you. Young American citizens in this country, both left and right, loathe you. And eventually, these are the people who are going to come into power. Don't be mistaken based on the propaganda you hear in American media. That's not representative of how the American people feel about you. You're hated. And it's not because you're Jewish. It's because you slaughter innocent people. It's because you think you're God's chosen people when you act like absolute demons. You guys like to slaughter people and steal land, and you think you're better than everyone else. You think that you're entitled to everything, including our tax dollars. It's disgusting. And for
everyone go smash the subscribe button on her channel. She's great. She's great. We all know it. We watch her clips on here. But I wanted to show that. That's a real message, and that's how we feel here in America. We fucking do not like Israel. And it's not just Americans. It's around the world. They don't. And again, it has nothing to do with the fact that it's a Jewish state. It has to do with the fact that they rape our politicians, they rape our entire government, they take our tax dollars, they commit a genocide, they don't sign on to the nuclear treaty, they've attacked a United States ship, and they deny that it was... the USS Liberty is one of the craziest things. For people who don't know what I'm talking about when I say they attacked one of our ships, because I say it a lot, the USS Liberty was an American ship. It had American hull numbers, an American flag, and it was broadcasting over air that it was an American ship. Yeah, over air waves, they were saying, we're Americans. They literally, a big-ass American flag. I mean, that's, the easiest way they knew, beyond everything else. And Israel attacked America from the sea, from the land, killing, I think it was 67 Americans or something like that. They never apologize, and they say it was an accident. We didn't know that you were Americans. You were just shooting at a boat with a big-ass American flag, and you didn't realize they were Americans? Are you guys retarded? Are your pilots blind? This is the crazy shit where it's if that happened today, they would never be able to get away with it. But because it happened when the boomers were growing up, the most retarded generation there is, they just accepted the narrative. They were like, oh, we love Israel. We love them. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter how many kids they rape. It doesn't like, and when I say that, I'm talking about Jeffrey Epstein because they financed him. That's another thing. They financed Epstein. So I mean, so many fucking corrupt things, but they attacked us, they financed a pedophile, they rape our politicians, they lobby our government, they take our weapons, they refuse to sign the nuclear treaty. The only other countries not signed on to the treaty are Israel, Pakistan, North Korea, and what's the fourth one? India, Pakistan, North Korea, and Israel. It's crazy. Those are all 4 shit nations that we should have nothing to do with. But for some reason, Israel, we're like, we don't like the other ones, but hey, Bibi, you need some head? Like, that's Trump 24/7. Hey, Bibi, you need your balls sucked? I got a bitch for that. Like, that's what Trump's doing all the fucking time. I want to show this clip of Trump, too. I just thought it was funny. It's nothing important, not big news or anything. I thought this was funny because this just shows, like, Trump is sometimes kind of based. And, like, we give Trump a lot of shit, but sometimes when Trump does something based, like allowing in white immigrants who speak English, who don't like other immigrants, that's based. We got to give him props. When Trump does something like this, kind of based. Again, our female reporter asks a question, doesn't give a shit what she's saying. He's just like, wow, you're beautiful, sweetheart.
Let's go. As China deepens its presence in Latin America, what role do you see for the U.S.
I just like to watch your talk.
Sorry, no?
Okay. Good job.
Okay, thank you.
Good job, sweetheart. Let's get a question from a man. Next question. Good job, though, sweetheart. Nice try. You're beautiful. Don't worry about it. I just like watching her talk. See, that's the president. That's we can be happy especially like that. That shit's funny. It's funny. He is just like, come on, let's get to the real shit. You know, manja, let me eat. Give me the real shit. It's pretty based to Trump, though. I saw that, and I was like, we're going to show it. This is a wholesome clip. I'll save this till the end of the show. That was just a sweet, wholesome clip that I saw that I wanted to show. We'll go over here, though. I saw this. So if you guys don't know who this guy is right here, this is the Doge employee, the Department of Government Efficiency employee. Big Balls is what they called him. He was like a 19-year-old genius coder or whatever. But DC, and he got jumped by a bunch of black guys trying to protect his girlfriend from his girlfriend was getting attacked, and he tried to protect his girlfriend, and the black guys jumped him. So he was trying to do something heroic, this young white kid, 19 years old, has his whole life ahead of him. Tries to protect his girlfriend like a good guy does, and these super predators beat the fucking shit out of him. And the DC judge, Kendra Briggs, has allowed the two teens who jumped Edward Big Balls Korstein to avoid jail time and sentenced them to simple probation, stating her job is to rehabilitate, not punish. So essentially, another way to phrase this is DC judge Kendra Briggs has allowed 2 super predators back onto the street instead of putting them in jail, which would be the real way to rehabilitate them. Realistically, they should just be thrown in jail and have a key thrown away. People like that are irredeemable. If you're trying to steal someone's car or rob people, these super predators who are violent, get them the fuck out of our country, put them in jail. I don't care what you have to do, but get them the fuck out of our society. They don't assimilate. They don't help our culture. They are hurting America, and you releasing them back on the street is just putting more people in danger. It puts all the women in all our families in danger. And then when we have to step up to protect those women in our family, we are putting our lives in danger because these super predators are ruthless. They will take your life like that. They don't give a shit. No remorse. No decorum. They do not care. They are violent. So this woman should be in jail along with those 2 others. All 3 of the super predators should be in jail. And if you're like, oh, why are you calling her a super predator? Is it just because she's black? No, it's because she's allowing violent criminals on the street. She is queen of the super predators. She's allowing it to happen. She is the one facilitating these things. Every single crime that those 2 people go and commit from now till the day they die is on this bitch. Because she had the ability to put them in jail. She had the ability to stop this right now and chose not to. She said, nope, we have too many black people in jail. It's racist to put them in jail. We're going to let them go. We're just going to give them probation, and they're just going to go beat the shit out of more white people. They're going to go beat up more white girls, and when their boyfriends step in front of them, they'll beat the shit out of them. Like, my people are constantly under attack. White men in this country, specifically white Christian men in this country, are under attack. They don't give a shit about our health. They don't give a shit about our safety. They only care about you if you're a minority. They only give a fuck about you if you are Mexican, if you're black, if you're Muslim, if you're Jewish. But no, if you're a white Christian American, honestly, according to the government and these DC judges, these woke liberal douchebags, you should just go fuck yourself. Honestly, go dig your own grave, die in a hole. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. And this isn't me saying this to you guys, because obviously I wouldn't be saying that to myself. I think white Christian men are the backbone of this nation, who built this fucking nation. Our ancestors built New York City with their bare hands, only for a Muslim like Zamdani to come in and ruin the entire thing. And it's not just him. It's the super predators all over the city. It's the Muslims praying in the street. It's the violence everywhere. The illegals burning a woman alive on a fucking subway. They burned her alive, and she had a reaction in her body where she couldn't move, so she was frozen, standing up, dead, burned alive. And we did nothing about it. It was like a headline for like 12 hours, and then it was out of the news. They don't give a shit about you. They don't care about you. If you're a white Christian man, they want you to be in trouble. They want you to be in pain. They want you to be scared. That is the reaction they want. They want us to be scared to live. And we are. We are scared to live around these people. We are scared to live around the super predators who cannot stop acting violent. We're going to go on. Let's see if I had any other. Yeah, we're going to go on to the delusional woman part of this show. Again, I always loved the delusional woman segment. It's become a new favorite segment of mine we've added recently, where I just find a couple clips of some delusional dumb bitches or fat whores, whatever it is. We show them, we laugh at them, we expose how fucking stupid these cunts are. I gotta stop saying that word. Again, it's not I have a problem with saying the word cunt. Just said it again. But I think I'll eventually get demonetized for, I don't know, maybe. I don't know if Spotify is cool with that. Hopefully they're based like that. We'll find out over time. But this is a video of a fat ass torta on a plane saying that she is glad, or wait, we're gonna watch, maybe I had two clips, but this is a bitch of a fat ass torta on a plane who should, like, if I saw this bitch on a plane, I would get off just for the sole fact that I think it would, like, whatever side she's sitting on, it would tilt a little that way. Like, that's, like, look at this bitch. That's, like, 10 of me. She looks like she ate me. Like, look at that fucking stomach. She looks like she literally ate me. Everybody that be living it up, we say, what I do. The reason I'm muting it is because I think they're gonna copyright it with music. I think they'll copyright the episode because there's a music clip in there. But yeah, what they say here, please tell me she has to pay for the entire row, nobody on it. If I was sitting next to this bitch, I would so fast hit the button up and be like, stewardess, ma'am, sweetheart, come here. Get this whale the fuck off the plane. I thought you had to be a human to fly. Why is there a fucking elephant? Why is there a baby beluga whale sitting next to me? Why is there a grown mother beluga whale sitting next to me? Why is there a hippopotamus sitting in this plane? I thought you had to, be a human to get on these things. How'd she get through security? How is this hippopotamus on a plane? How is this fat fucking torta on a plane? Like, it's crazy to me that they even let this bitch on. Like, that's got to be a liability for weight. Like, again, the plane's gonna tilt a little. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, if they don't make fat people buy the entire row and they can take up like come on, we all know we're like, you've been on a plane, you have a fat ass next to you who's drooping into your seat, and the whole time you're just get your shit back in your seat, bitch. I've done it. I've been on a plane next to a fat ass. I'm actually gonna give you guys a tip because I've done this before. I've done it once and it's worked. I've only flown next to fat people, like sitting directly next to a fat ass twice. The first time I was too young to do anything like this, but when I was older, it happened within the last 2 years. And when I did, without shame, the person saw, I didn't give a fuck. I put my phone up, put it in 0.5 so you can get a good zoom, or get a good outward zoom. I took a picture of that fat ass bitch's fucking rolls pouring into my seat. And I sent it to United, and I said, hey, when I paid $180 for this flight, I didn't pay for a fat ass. I was a little nicer in my phrasing, but you guys get the gist. I didn't pay for a fat ass to be sitting on my lap, basically. And they gave me the entire flight for free in flight credit. So if you ever have to sit next to one of these fat ass tortas, take a picture, send it to the airline, and then hopefully you'll get credit. And if you don't, blast them on social media and post the picture blasting the fat ass on social media, because fuck the fat people. You're sinning. You're fat. Again, lose weight. And if any of my viewers are fat and they're like, he's insulting me, bitch, eat a little less, work out a little more. It's really easy, and it will keep you healthier. You will live longer if you take my advice, even if you find me to be an asshole. Because guess what? I don't care if I'm a little bit of an asshole. I honestly, sometimes I try to be. Because people need to fucking learn, and people don't learn when you coddle them. You know, if you tell this woman she's beautiful, she's going to keep shoving those fucking Twinkies down her throat, and she'll end up from 400 to 600 pounds. This bitch needs to lose some weight. That's delusional woman number 1. This is delusional bitch number 2. This is a 3-minute clip, so we're not going to watch the full thing, but we're just going to watch this dumb bitch talk in the beginning. So she fled America to move to a third world nation because she was like, fuck Donald Trump. You know, she's got that lesbian haircut, so it might have to do with that. But watch this dumbass torta.
If you're an American who is considering leaving the country to move somewhere else, make sure that the location you choose isn't based off of fear and lack mentality. I regret moving to Costa Rica. It's a beautiful country. I love the nature and wildlife, but moving to a third world country where I don't know the language, I don't have any connections, resources, or opportunities, that didn't make my life any easier by any means.
This is why women... I don't know if I was going to say this is why women are dumb, but not all you guys. It's just some of you. But this one specifically, you didn't realize that moving to a shit third world nation where you didn't speak the language or know anybody would make your life worse, honey? You thought America was so fucked under Donald Trump? Like, again, I'm not even like the biggest Trump shill. Excuse me. I'm not the biggest Trump guy, but we'll give him his props where he's due, but this bitch is retarded.
I was just so scared of what's going on in America politically that I was in fight or flight. I was like, how am I gonna afford to survive? Like, how am I gonna find a place to live? Like, I was freaking out. And then I came here and made my life so much harder. And now I'm trying to go back, and I just like wish I didn't leave in the first place. And
that's where we'll end the video for here, but ma'am, don't come back. We're fine without you. Stay in your shit third world nation. Donald Trump, or if anyone in your cabinet is watching, if my local CIA agent's checking in on me today, my local Mossad agent, you know, put a good word into Donnie to not let this little bitch back in the country. We don't need her. We don't need her. We do not need her. What is she gonna do? What is she gonna do? Like, she's just gonna be like an Instacart driver? Like, we don't need her. We don't need her. She adds nothing to our society. She's obviously too stupid to understand anything. No wedding ring on, so she does, like, bitch, like, you're like 40, you don't have a wedding ring on. Like, come on, get married. But yeah, delusional bitch number 2 right there. This is delusional bitch number 3. And it comes after this where it says, close to half of elderly British women live alone. And then this woman says, I regret belittling men. At 63, I've ended up alone. I had always imagined I would end up married with 2 wonderful children and living in a house in the countryside. I've paid a hefty price for my so-called liberation. Kate has a successful career as a writer and broadcaster, but regrets never having children and being married. This is because the media lies to you. They tell you, to all my young woman listeners, and to tell you, don't prioritize marriage and have kids. Put that off until you're older. You want to know why they told that? Because our parents were retarded. And it's not like, again, I love my parents to death, but the boomer generations, they're retarded. The divorce rate was super fucking high. We need to get back to a place of just being realistic. You know, if you tell women to put off marriage and having kids, guess what? By the time you turn 30, the percentage chance drops by 50%. You have a 50% chance of it even happening. You can't even have kids past like 35 or 40 for some women. It's a miracle if you have kids past 40 for a lot of women. So this woman who prioritized her career is shocked that no man wanted to marry a career-driven woman who was probably a cunt. I did it again. Sorry, Spotify. I'm not trying to say it. It just happens. I'm thinking, and it just, what else do I call her? A lonely fucking hag? That would actually work. I mean, she's a lonely hag. This woman would be a bitch to be around. Guys, again, marry young. Actually, guys marry a little bit later than women. Women marry young, guys marry a younger woman. How about that? That's better. Because, again, like, guys, you could have kids at 60, 70, even 80 sometimes. You women, though, try having a kid at 50. You'll probably die if you actually get pregnant. Like, you won't live through it. That's maybe a little bit of an exaggeration, but you're not going to get pregnant at that age. It's very rare. Like, if you want to go to college as a woman, here's my best advice. Get married young, have kids young, and if you still want to go to college at 40, go to college at 40. You can't have kids at 40, but you can go to college at 40. I said this in a previous episode, but I find it to be great advice that not enough women take. College will always be there, a husband and a kids won't. You lose value with age, especially if you're sleeping around, acting like a whore, you don't know how to cook, you don't know how to clean, you're career driven, you don't shut the fuck up, you tell a man what to do and what to think. Come on, act like our grandmothers acted. Those marriages lasted for a reason, and like these liberals, like, oh, because they were victims. No, like my grandparents love each other. My grandpa does the work. My grandma does the cooking and cleaning and raise the kids, and they have a beautiful relationship because of it. And more people need to act that way. This is, again, delusional bitch number, what are we on, 4 or 5 now? This is J-Lo. We all know this dumb twat. But J-Lo says her relationship failed because the men were not capable of loving her, being engaged 6 times and married 4 times. Hate to break your heart, sweetheart, but you were probably being engaged 6 times and married 4 times? Yeah, none of them were capable. All 10 were, it was all their fault. It was never your fault, sweetheart. Again, this is the delusion. This is like the woman brain. Women are so fucking delusional that they'll have 10 failed marriages, basically. Like 6 failed engagements and 4 failed marriages is the equivalent to 10 failed marriages. Let's call it what it is. If you have 10 failed marriages and you're blaming, all 10 different guys, you're just a whore. You're a bitch. You're a dumb slut. You're a dumb asshole. You're retarded. You're impossible to deal with and talk to. Nobody wants to deal with you. You're probably emotionally manipulative. You're probably so fucking miserable to be around. But yeah, we're going to watch the quick 30-second clip of this dumbass J-Lo talking.
No. And do you think you really have experienced loving someone?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah.
And when you can't get that love back?
What I learned, it's not that I'm not lovable, it's that they're not capable.
They can't love.
They don't have it in them. They need to appreciate the little person inside of them. They need to love them. Yeah.
You've been in a relationship with
and they gave me what they had.
Right, but
they gave me all of it. Every time.
All these guys gave her everything they had. And nope, it still wasn't enough. Divorced 10 times. Bitch, you're the problem. This is, again, the delusion that women have. And it's not all you women. A lot of you young women have this delusion that you think you could walk around, fuck every guy in college, and then some guy's gonna want to marry you, or you can do an OnlyFans and then stop it in your like mid-20s and guys will just forget about it. No, we're not gonna forget that you sold your pussy for $3.99 on the internet. We're not gonna forget that you blew 6 guys on the football team in one night because you were drunk, Becky. We're not gonna forget it, we're not. I picked the name Becky because it just sounds slutty. It sounds like a slut name. Don't name your daughter Becky. It sounds like a slut name. And if any of my listeners are named Becky, I'm not really sorry. It's kind of a whore name. It's, maybe you're not a whore, but it's, you get it. It sounds like a slut name. But we're gonna get into the back to the black stuff right now. We went hard on the women. We went hard on them. They deserve it though. They deserve it. We gotta do it. Sometimes you gotta give these bitches their medicine. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta do it, fellas. We're gonna go, though. We're gonna show this quick clip from Steven Crowder. We're almost at the end of our show, and then we are going to go into our comments for the day. We only have a few more things to show you guys. But this is Crowder, Steven Crowder. I don't know if you guys know who he is, from Louder with Crowder on Rumble. He's also a part owner in Rumble. But this is him in a black barbershop debating on reparations. And obviously, you guys know my take. Like, my Italian ancestors came here in the early 1900s. They didn't own slaves. We were slaves. They were slaves previously in their nation. But they want us to pay reparations because we're white and they hate white people. They systematically hate white people.
If you're that scared of black people, don't come around black
They're not scared. They're tired of it.
Well, don't stay away from us.
We're fatigued.
You got your own areas.
Then don't ask them to pay for it.
And we're not because once again.
Oh, so you want them to stay away but foot the bill.
So you got to do that with everything
and now
else
it's
in
the
tax
kid. Now
code.
it's the boodle and nothing is it. Stay away from us but pay for us. Do you realize that guy's going to hate you?
That other side of the coin. If we're going to do that, if we're going to give you that, then you got to go through everything and you got to give us the same thing. We're not going to pay for certain shit that we don't agree with.
Can I ask you something real talk while we're having real talk?
What the fuck do you guys pay for? Bail? You don't pay for food, you have EBT. You don't pay for housing, you have Section 8. What the fuck do you guys pay for? Seriously, I'm questioning in my mind. What is it that he thinks he pays for us? Like, what is it? He probably doesn't even pay taxes. He's a barber. He probably does not report most of his income.
Why do young black men fight in packs? Why would we see a World Star video?
Actually, I know personal experience. Young Asians fight in packs more than young black.
No, I'm talking about every time.
Oh my lord. Deflecting, saying Asians are the most violent? Are you kidding me? They're like one of the least violent races, especially when you compare them to the super predators.
I tune in.
I used to be a club bouncer, so I'm talking
about video after video of a defenseless person on the ground getting stomped by
That's conditions. If you're that scared of black people.
Yep. Why is it that when black people jump you, they don't stop when you're on the ground. They just start kicking you in the fucking head until you're dead or unconscious or bleeding internally? Why is it that happens? Is it because they don't have morals, decorum, good parents, role models? I don't know. A lot of different reasons we can assume. A lot of good reasons. They have a lot of behavioral issues. We got to be able to admit it. Black society is failing in America. It is. They are going downhill faster. Every year since segregation ended, every year since the Civil Rights Act, Black America has committed more and more crimes. Seriously, you can look these statistics up. It has only gotten worse over time. There are literally schools where black kids cannot read, current day in America, where black kids in middle school and high school are literally illiterate. These are problems in society, and I'm not saying we should go back to like everything pre-civil rights, but the argument I will make is that we gave them way too much free shit with civil rights, and while we should have probably got rid of forced segregation, voluntary segregation should still be legal. You should still allow people to live around their own people if they choose to. There should be nothing wrong with choosing to do it. Forcing someone to do it, I could understand the idea of why you wouldn't want to do that, but why not voluntary? I have talked to a lot of different black people, and they're all cool with that. They're all like, yeah, voluntary? Why not? That sounds great. Yeah, that was a clip from Steven Crowder, and then I want to show this clip of Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson compared black people not being able to have black majority congressional districts to disabled people not being able to access buildings before the ADA. Again, black people are, they're underrepresented in Congress because black people statistically in this country have way lower IQs. It's not saying they all do, but statistically on average, it's like 85 in America, I think, the average IQ of black Americans. And they'll blame that on socioeconomics, but then when you look at you look at that with like poor white people, it doesn't seem to translate. But we're going to watch this clip. We'll watch it. And people see the videos of them online attacking and beating the shit out of people. Like Carmelo Anthony stabs a white kid, Austin Metcalf, in the chest because he says, hey, you're in the wrong tent. Probably pretty politely, hey, you're in the wrong tent. Boom, stabbed right in the chest. And guess what? Millions of people go and defend him. They send him money in their GoFundMe. They're like, I'm glad he got the white kid. They see a white girl get her throat slit on the train by a super predator who'd been out of jail 14 times. And they celebrate it. He goes, I got the white girl. I got the white girl is what he said. But no. None of it's about race, guys. Guys, I'm crazy for making this about race, right? I'm a super racist asshole, according to these people.
Paradigmatic example of this is something like the ADA. Congress passed the Americans with Disabilities Act against the backdrop of a world that was generally not accessible to people with disabilities. And so it was discriminatory in effect because these folks were not able to access these buildings. And it didn't matter whether the person who built the building or the person who owned the building intended for them to be exclusionary. That's irrelevant. Congress said the facilities have to be made equally open to people with disabilities if readily possible. I guess I don't understand why that's not what's happening here. The idea in Section 2 is that we are responding to current day manifestations of past and present decisions that disadvantage minorities and make it so that they don't have equal access to the voting system, right? They're disabled.
All you need is an ID and not to be a felon to vote. That's pretty much all you need. Like even retards know how to vote. Like seriously, and I don't say that as an insult. Like people who are mentally handicapped know how to vote, but for some reason it's inaccessible for blacks. But yeah, that's the clip. I mean, it's just fucking so retarded and absurd. Let's see what else I had. Oh yeah, we just got a couple more things to show you before we go to the comments. But breaking, less than 5% of people with mortgages are under 30. This is a huge problem in America. We're being priced out of homes in our own country. My generation has been completely priced out of the housing market. It is so sad. And a lot of it is due to foreign lobbying. A lot of it is due to companies like BlackRock and Blackstone, who through their, sub-companies buy up all these single-family homes. When you are in a bidding war for a house, you're bidding against a major corporation. You're like a single mom in this country, you're a young couple, whatever you are, you're bidding against BlackRock and Blackstone, who have unlimited fucking money and who just want to own that house so they can rent it back to you for double the price of what your mortgage would have been, because they're sick, deranged assholes who just want to control the country. They want power over. They don't want you to own anything. Their policy is you will rent everything and you will be happy about it. You'll rent your phone, you'll rent your computer, you'll rent your house, you'll rent your car, and you will be happy about it. You will own nothing, and they will make all the money. That is what they want. We'll do a whole episode on BlackRock, Blackstone in the next week or so. This I saw was just pretty crazy. So this is new technology. I'm sure they've had it for a while just in the back end. This is a helmet that they have that they want to put on soldiers. And what it can do is insane. It can see through walls, thermal scopes. It's got a little map like you're in fucking Call of Duty.
Alpha, Bravo. RP received and marked. I'm Oscar Mike.
Do you see, you can literally see the red dot on the map, that's the enemy. This is crazy. This is actually pretty fucking scary. But it's actually really, I like shit like this. At the same time, I'm pretty interested in stuff like this. This is kind of cool at the same time, but it's scary for how it could be used against civilians. Yeah, you guys, it's crazy. I just wanted to show you guys that because I saw it and I was like, holy shit, that's insane. We got 3 more things to show you. This one I thought was crazy. So Governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, the same guy who's like, ICE is not allowed in my city. He got incredibly lucky apparently in Las Vegas, won a $1.4 million gambling, playing blackjack. As someone who's played a lot of blackjack, dude, you got this money as a bribe, and it was like Paulie in Goodfellas, where he's like, that's a lot of money for a young kid like you. Tell him you won it at the track if anyone asks. It's literally what happened here. We're going to watch the quick clip of this.
And I've explained this, or at least we did in a statement, that I went on vacation with my wife, with some friends. I was incredibly lucky. You have to be to end up ahead, frankly, going to a casino anywhere. It was in Las Vegas, and I like to play cards, and so that I founded a charitable poker match here in Chicago called the Chicago Poker Challenge that has raised millions of dollars for the Holocaust Museum here, and particularly to stand up for civil rights. That's much of what the Holocaust Museum does, and so anyway. That's all I can say about it. I mean, I had fun doing it. I encourage people to come to the state of Illinois and gamble in our casinos here.
You hear that? He wants you to come gamble. Don't, guys. It's a waste of your fucking money. Someone who's gambled, it's a waste of your money. Don't do it. But yeah, as someone who's gambled, as someone who loves I love the game of blackjack. I try not to play. I try not to gamble. It's bad for the soul. It's a sin. But there's no way he won that playing blackjack. If you were in a casino, if you were at the high limits table, say you're putting down, I was going to say 50 grand. We'll be more conservative because he was probably playing like 10 grand a hand. That's more likely. You're playing $10,000 a hand at the casino in the high limits table. If you won like 5 hands in a row, if you showed any form of strategy, what would happen pretty immediately is you would get a tap on your shoulder from a pit boss, someone who works in the casino, that would say, or the floor manager, and they would say, hey, it looks like you're an advanced blackjack player. What we're going to do is we're going to ask you to step off the blackjack table. You could take all your money with you. Feel free to go to any other game in the casino that is not blackjack. You can go play roulette, you can go play slots, go play craps, but I'm sorry, you cannot play blackjack. Because blackjack is a game that you kind of can beat. You can beat it with counting cards. And I'm not saying that he was, counting cards, but my entire point is he would never get that far because they would just kick him off the fucking table. And to say like he got lucky, no, they would still kick you off. Casinos have the right to refuse your business. And if you are raping them of money, they're going to take you off the table. They're just going to say, no, we don't want to lose $1.4 million tonight. Please go play craps and go give us the money back. Go play slots and give us the money back. Go play roulette and lose the fucking money in one spin. That's what they're not going to allow you to go up $1.4 million. Like, there's very rare cases where it happens, but I promise you this was not one of them. This was a bribe that this man took, and someone said, tell him you won it at the track. Tell him you won it at the casino, Paulie style. I saw this. This is quick. We're not going to read the entire thing. And this is a Democrat, so I'm not glazing this guy or anything. But I just think there is a turn of something happening. I'm returning APEC donations and refusing to accept any donations or support from them. The FEC filing I made yesterday reflects that we are turning the donations. We're not going to read the entire thing, but I want to read a part of it. He says, I support Israel's right to exist, but I've also never been afraid to disagree openly with APEC when I believe they're wrong. In recent years, APEC has aligned itself too closely with Prime Minister Netanyahu's government. I'm a friend of Israel, but not of its current government, and APEC's mission today is to back that government. That, like, again, I think that's more of just like a PR play message. But in reality, it's people are starting to turn to APEC. They're starting to realize if you take money from APEC, your chance of getting reelected is slim and none because Gen Z does not fuck with it. We know what it is now. We all know what APEC is, and nobody fucks with it. Ever since Tucker Carlson's Ted Cruz interview, everybody and their mother knows what APEC is now, and nobody wants anything to do with politicians who take money from them. And we're going to end our show today before we go to our comments with this clip right here. This is just a wholesome clip, nothing to do with politics. I just saw it. It brought a smile to my face. I thought it was cute. And there are a lot of videos like this. Popped up in my For You feed, though. Cute video. It's of a girl with, I think, Down syndrome who was asked to go to prom by the football team captain. And again, like, this isn't big news, big story. Hats off to this young man, probably a young Christian white man. It takes a kind soul to do something like this. Especially, you're the captain of the football team. You could probably go with most girls you want at that point. He decided to do something wholesome, sweet, and again, why not end the show with something wholesome and sweet before I rip into some comments? That's gotta make you smile.
Can you feel it?
I don't want to get copyrighted. I probably will because it had the music already. But it's just sweet. It's wholesome. Cute clip. W white man's W to Christian white men all over. People doing stuff like this. Beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. You know, literally, look at the smile on this girl's face. Made her, like that, she'll remember this forever. So, I'm sure her family is so happy. I hope you had a fun time, young man. This is just a beautiful clip I wanted to show you guys. That's been the whole show. I do want to go over onto our comments. I want to go over what we talked about today. We talked about the refugees that are coming into the United States based from China. Again, the only time we're going to celebrate immigration on this show is when they're white Christians who are going to speak out against the mass importation of immigrants into this society. We also talked about the Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh debate, or Matt Walsh conversation, and what will happen with that. We talked about the New York City mayor debate. We went over some delusional women clips. We had a fun show. Hope you guys enjoyed. Excuse me. Sorry, every time I drink a fucking Diet Coke, I get some burps. We're going to go over to our comments. So we have comments from 2 different days. So buckle in, folks. Strap in. Okay, first one, I don't even know if I should read this. I'm not trying to get demonetized, but I think I could get away with it without getting demonetized. Thou shalt hit thy smash button and subscribe to James this instant. Nickelodeon's 420. Like, come on, dude. Come on. Why are you trying to do that to me? But I'm going to read it anyway. I appreciate your comment. You're a usual commenter. It's a funny comment, but it made me laugh when I was reading it earlier, too. But, like, I was debating. I'm like, should I read it? Should I not? But I made a promise. I'm going to read all the comments on the show, even if they're really fucked up. So, I'm not saying it's a really fucked up comment. It's actually pretty funny, but I appreciate you commenting. You're just trying to get me in trouble with that last part there, but game respects game, you know, I get it. Someone said, more reason to discourage interracial dating and to promote white people sticking together and sticking up for themselves. Make white folks cool again. Again, I've talked about this before. There's nothing in the Bible that's against interracial marriage. It doesn't say it's a sin anywhere, so I'm not going to say it is. I'm not going to say people shouldn't do it. What I will say, and what I do agree with, is if you want your kids to look like you the same way I do, you have to marry within your race. It's just, that's the matter of fact. I want my kids to look like me. I want my grandkids to look like me. So to do that, I have to marry a white woman. If you want your kids to look like you, you have to marry within your own race. If that's not important to you, you don't have to do it. But that's my message on that. I'm not going to say you got to do it because, again, I follow the Bible, the Pope, and they don't denounce those things because God doesn't denounce those things. So I kind of agree. Like, I agree with the last part too. Like, make white folks cool again. White folks are cool again. Again, we're practically running the NFL right now. We got Cooper DeJean, Reed Blankenship, Jackson Dart, Cam Scat. We got Baker Mayfield. I mean, white boys are running the league right now. Come on, boy. We're running the league. Like, even the Eastern European white boys are running the NBA. You got Jokic. Like, you got all these big-ass, white guys who are just running shit now, White people are back, baby. We are back. But I appreciate your comment. Appreciate you tuning in. Someone said, love the video. I checked out Isabel Moody, and I'm very happy with what she's got so far. That's after I recommended it. Said, I'll also add this lady to my list, so I'm glad you made this video. Thank you, James. Keep up the good work, handsome. Again, it's the second handsome I've gotten from you. Again, buy me a drink first if you're gonna do that one, I'm not to be just solicited on the internet. Like what is this, a meat factory? This is America Unfiltered. I'm not just a meat packing plant here, sweetheart. I appreciate you tuning in, appreciate you commenting. That's in reaction to the reacting to the Sarah Stock video that I posted yesterday. I didn't think I'd post a video yesterday. I was traveling, and then late last night I saw Sarah Stock release that. It was like a 20-minute video. I'm like, fuck it, this seems like a good video. Let's watch it. I watched it, reacted to it. I really enjoyed it. I urge you guys to check that out. Sarah Stock's great. She's on Rift TV. She's been on Jubilee multiple times. Very smart woman. And I don't say that lightly. Like, there's not a ton of... I'm kidding. Maybe. But I appreciate your comment. Appreciate you tuning in. But again, don't solicit me on it. You know, I'm not just a piece of meat, sweetheart. I'm flesh and bones. I'm a soul. I'm a real human being. This is a real human being show. I'm not just a piece of meat, you know. Someone this one woman keeps commenting, and it honestly cracks me up whenever she does. She just wrote, "I just had the worst nightmare. I dreamt I was in a room with the super scary AI." And that's because I said AI is getting super scary. It is. It is. People don't want to admit it. It's not ghost scary, but AI is getting scary. It is. It's freaking me out. It's freaking me out. I appreciate your comment. Appreciate you tuning in. It cracked me up. Someone said, "FYI, sometimes people use sarcasm and joke a little with their comment. Lighten up on the FUs, etc. Don't lose supporters over some bullshit." Again, 95% of the fuck yous I say back to comments are just me giving shit back to shit, like just joking around, shooting. Again, we're guys. If I can tell you that I'm gonna fuck your mom in a COD lobby, I can say fuck you to you on stream. You know, come on, let's chill on that a little. I appreciate your take. But again, if people are so soft-skinned, this show's probably not for them. I mean, I'm calling black people super predators who commit crimes. I'm saying Muslims got to get the fuck out. Like, if you got thin skin, this isn't for you. This isn't for you. Let me just tell you that now. It's only gonna, as time goes on, it's only getting crazier. Someone said, "God also approves of the death penalty for men that engage in sexual conversations with AI chatbots." What verse is that? I mean, I agree with the statement, but what verse is that in? I don't think God predicted AI chatbots. I don't think God in the Bible talked about AI chatbots. I'm not saying he didn't predict them up there, but I'm just saying I don't think God. I don't remember what Bible verse. If you could quote it to me, I'll check it out. But I don't remember the Bible verse where they're like, "Thou shalt not watch AI porn, or I'll strike you down." Someone said, "Feel obligated to comment always because of the public readings. Need more podcasts that preach good values instead of mapping out the satanic realm with DMT." Yep. "Keep up the good work, but watch what you say about technology. My AI girlfriend's parents can't sleep at night with it." Tell your AI girlfriend's parents I'm going to rape them. Nope. Kidding. Not getting demon. I'm going to do it. Your AI girlfriend's... I mean, it's bait. It's a joke, but... My AI girlfriend's parents can't sleep at night with the things you say. Dude, just divorce her. Cheat on her. What is she gonna do? Your AI girlfriend probably works at Palantir. She probably knows where you're at 24/7. You're fucked. Honestly, buddy, you're fucked. You're cooked. I don't know what else to tell you. You're bait to these. This AI is gonna get you. You think your AI girlfriend's parents are the problem? Your AI girlfriend's gonna fucking chop your cock off one night. I appreciate your comment, and I agree. Like, more people need to speak the word of Christ. And again, like, I don't claim to be perfect. I don't claim to not be a sinner. I don't claim to be like the Almighty. You know, I'm a sinner. I curse. You guys heard me say cunt like 6 times this show. I'm a regular human being. I go to confession. I pray. I like to promote the word of our Lord because he'll save us all. I appreciate your comment. I'm going to go on to the next one. Someone said, "Always been very anti-religion up until recently. Just never understood how people could believe in it. Came from an atheist family, so I'd never even seen a Bible until a few weeks ago. Now I go to church every Sunday. Base, let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Base. That makes me so happy. I go to church every Sunday, pray before bed, and confess my sins. Let's go. Base, sir. Based. You're doing it right. Hopefully getting baptized soon. Let's go! Another one of God's children saved. And receive my first communion. As always, great show, big dog. Keep it up. Let's go. You're based. Here, let me know when you get your first communion. Let me know when you get baptized. I'm excited for you. I'm going to pray for you tonight. I'll pray a decade of my rosary for you. I always pray for my viewers whenever I pray my rosary. But I'm going to pray one decade specifically for you, sir. I really appreciate that you are, it's really hard to come from an atheist. I know a lot of people who grew up atheists, and rarely do they ever find their way to the church. It takes balls, and I don't mean that in like the funny way. I mean it literally takes guts and balls. It does. to stand out against the people who raised you, and I'm not saying like you stood up to them, maybe you did, but what I'm saying is to go against everything you ever knew and to take your own path and to not only walk in your own path, but to walk in the path of the Lord. I mean, that's the most beautiful thing. The Catholics are the ones that get into heaven. So you just made my night, sir. That just made me so happy. I'm going to pray for you tonight, and I pray for your continued success, the health of your family, that they're able to make their way to the church. Don't ever feel like you have to overpressure people, you know, like family and stuff like that. I know I pressure people on the show to get back in. You're going to hell if you don't. I know I pressure people on this show to get back into the church, but don't break relationships with your family over it. Just try and encourage them, you know, through just showing them the success of it in your life. Show how it's benefiting your life to them, and don't do it in like an arrogant, cocky way, but just show it naturally, and people react to that. People react less to, you know, being pushed than they do to just seeing things naturally happen. So that's awesome. Really, that just made my entire night. That's awesome. I'm so happy about that. Appreciate you commenting. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you. Someone said, I was raised up in the Lutheran church. Now I'm Baptist. Most of my family is Protestant. Okay. But a few are Catholic. Could you elaborate why you think Catholics are the ones heaven-bound? I have been thinking about converting to Catholicism, but my family shoots it down immediately. They say Catholics don't think converts are true Catholics, that only cradle Catholics are the true ones. Could you give me some advice since I have been considering converting, and how can I change my family's perspective? I'll break this down point by point. First of all, your family's incorrect when they say that we only see cradle Catholics as real Catholics. Not true. You can get baptized tomorrow, and we accept you no matter what. We're all God's children. We're all made equally in the eyes of God, but we all need to walk in the same path as our Lord and speak the words of our Lord. And yeah, we don't look at you as any less because you came to the church late. Like I just said to that guy, it made my entire night. We celebrate it. We see it as the most beautiful thing. Catholics are open, accepting people. We love people. We're not like open to all the woke, dumb, gay bullshit, but we're open, accepting people, to people coming to the church, accepting Christ as their Lord and Savior. So that's first of all. Second of all, let's see. Could you elaborate why you think Catholics are the ones heaven-bound? Yeah, because Catholics are the religion of Christ. When Christ, I don't know the exact quote in the Bible verse. I will say it on my next episode, or maybe I'll respond to it in the comments. I'll pull up my Bible and after I finish, and I'll put it in there. But when Jesus said to Peter that, you know, he gave him the keys to the church to become the first pope, that built modern day Catholicism. That's what formed the church. And then every pope after that was the successor to Peter. So Christ gave the keys to Peter to become the first pope, creating the Catholic Church, and it grew from there. That's the easiest explanation that, you know, you could explain to your parents, you could talk to yourself about. And if you want to learn more about it, you know, I can definitely, I don't claim to be like the most knowledgeable person when it comes to religion. I do have a pretty decent understanding of it. I was a cradle Catholic, went away from my religion in my early teens and 20s, like a lot of cradle Catholics do, especially after I saw my parents get divorced. And then I came back to it in my early 20s. I read my Bible daily. I pray my rosary daily. I go to Mass weekly and sometimes even multiple times a week, depending on what's going on, if I feel like I need to strengthen my relationship to Christ. Yeah, there's very beautiful things about becoming a Catholic. If you ever want to learn more, feel free to always ask. And let's see, what else? Could you give me some advice since I have been considering converting? I would say get a Catholic Bible. That would be step one. Researching the things I just said about Peter and Jesus becoming the first pope. There's a couple other things I'm sure that will pop in my head. I'll respond to the comment actually typing. But I really appreciate your interest. I appreciate your comment. I appreciate your honesty. I really mean that. I really appreciate it. It takes a lot to, like, you know, say I was raised this way, my family believes this, but I'm kind of thinking about this. It takes a lot of bravery and honesty to say things like that. And again, it takes balls and guts. So I'm very proud of you. Even though you haven't made the step yet, I'm just very proud that you're even thinking about it. That's amazing. I urge you to continue to think about it. Continue to look into what the Lord was really saying. Jesus Christ. And yeah, any other things you ever want to ask, feel free to always ask me about it. And, you know, there's other people who are really great to listen to as well. Bryce Crawford is another young person who's great, you know, with stuff like this. Way more knowledgeable than I am. Cliff is a great guy. I don't know his last name, but Cliff, he's on a lot of podcasts. There's a lot of great people to listen to about this stuff. You know, I don't claim to be the most knowledgeable person about Catholicism. I do know a decent bit because I'm a part of it. I want to understand it. It's a process as well. It's not something that you're just going to like convert to Catholic and you're going to know all the info and the theology. It's a process. It's a lifelong process of education. And I'm in that lifelong process of education, and it doesn't stop. The education never stops. You continue to build your relationship with Christ every day. It's beautiful. We're going to go on now. And let's see. Huge switch up. Now someone goes, top 3 Zin flavors. Okay, so coffee, definitely. That's my go-to. I don't drink coffee because I'm not a big caffeine guy. Like, I'll drink Diet Cokes sometimes, but it's not even for the caffeine. I just love the fucking taste. And same thing with these. It's like, I don't really need the caffeine. I have so much natural energy with my ADHD. I'm ready to rock and roll. But I love the taste of coffee, and I don't really like decaf that much. So I like the coffee Zins because they just taste like coffee. Then after that, it's going to be menthol and smooth, no questions. I mean, menthol and smooth. And you want to hear something weird? Instead of throwing in a 6, I prefer to throw in a 3 and then throw in another 3 like 10, 20 minutes later. I like to do 2 3s a little bit spaced out than a 6. I don't know, it's a nice like you know? Ease. It's just nice feeling. Nice smooth feeling. Nice smooth ride. I appreciate you commenting. Good question. Zins are, again, I don't encourage anyone to pick up nicotine, but I like Zins. I'm trying to quit though. Someone said, the same woman earlier, AI is super scary. Yeah. Thanks for commenting again. I appreciate it. Let's see. Someone said, in my opinion, this is one of the best up-and-coming podcasts out there. My only hang-up is his nonstop claim that you got to become Catholic to be redeemed by the Lord. Claim that in one breath, then cuss like a sailor in the next. Cussing's not a sin. Like, I guess, like, some of the things I say are sinful, but again, I don't claim to not be sinful. You know, we're all born into sin. We're all going to sin. None of us are perfect. None of us are Mary or Christ, or we are going to sin. You know, that's part of reality. That is the world we live in. There's influence everywhere to sin. We do sin. I am improving on my sinning, but I do go to confession for my sins as well. But he's young and really doesn't get the end effect of it. Other than that, this fellow is spot on in all his opinions. I appreciate you. I appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate your feedback. A lot of people do say I should curse less, and I am trying to take note of that. You know, I have some people who say curse more, some people who say curse less. It's actually kind of 50-50. But yeah, it's not necessarily a sin to curse. Some of the things I say when I curse are, like, if I call a woman a slut, that's a sin. That's just, you know, it's derogatory, it's rude, it's targeting someone. That's a sin. And I confess for those things. I apologize. But most of them are jokes as well. You know, that's also, like, when I say stuff like that, like, you know, I kind of do mean it a little, but I am kidding at the same time. But I appreciate your point. I appreciate you tuning in. That's a good take. Let's refresh, see if there's any more comments that we got to respond to before we sign off. That was it. That's all the comments we have for the day. Actually, I think we had one on YouTube. Let's just go check that out, just so if they end up watching, they get to see I responded to. I like to respond to everyone just in case they tune in, you know. I appreciate everyone who, like, I've been doing this show for 10 months now, over 10 months, and I really didn't start getting a lot of viewers till recently, and I really appreciate that people actually care about the things I'm saying, that they agree with the things I'm saying, that they have these questions for me. So I try to do what I can to give a response to everybody, because, I mean, if you guys are going to take the time to write the responses, the very least I could do is, you know, take 20, 30 minutes at the end of my show to respond to you guys. I mean, you guys are, you're trying to talk to me, so why wouldn't I talk to you guys back? Someone said, loving the podcast, listening to it every day commuting to work, wondering if you are familiar with George Orwell, got some great... Yes, we read him in high school. I would encourage people who are just getting into politics to read some books like Animal Farm, great book. Are there any books that you have read which have influenced your political views? Yeah, a few. Should I give the controversial books or should I give the normal ones? I'll give you a couple books. First off, I'll start with a book Nick Fuentes recommends, Pinheads and Patriots. He said what red pilled him. Bill O'Reilly. Buchanan book, which is Hitler, Churchill, and the Great Big War, or the Unnecessary War. That's a good book. I would recommend as well. The Israel Lobby. Someone recommended that to me. Great book. I'm actually currently reading a book called Spy Fail. Very interesting as well. Just read about history. Read about American history. Read about lobbying. You know, pick and choose your authors. Do a little research on their political views. And you don't have to only read with people whose political views you agree with. Honestly, that's kind of simple-minded. You should read from all different views, but understand when you're reading the books what perspective it's coming from and what kind of message they're trying to get through to you. There's a lot of propagandas in books for sure. I mean, like, you could write fucking anything. Like, I'm writing a book right now, and it's going to be a good, accurate book, hopefully. That's my goal. But I could write anything in there. I could just make shit up and put it in there. And it's like, you know, unless people fact check it, they're not going to fucking know. So that's a good question. But yeah, I would recommend any of the ones I just listed, and just history books in general are great, you know, but find out who you're, you know, getting them from, because some history books are going to be written by CIA, Mossad, you know, McGraw-Hill, Paragon Press, owned by Robert Maxwell. So yeah, you want to avoid shit like that, but you should keep educating yourself. I urge everybody to try and read 100 books a year. And I know people are like, that's a fuck ton. Download, you guys all have Spotify for the most part because you're listening on Spotify. For like $10 a month, you can get the Spotify audiobooks thing, or maybe it's like $8 a month. I don't know what it is. Listen to audiobooks. They're just as good. And when you do audiobooks, listen to them on like 1.5 speed. You could rip through these fucking things. Just make sure you're actually paying attention to what you're reading. But that's a good question. I appreciate your comment. That's been all our questions, all our comments for the show today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you had a good time. I had a fun time with the show tonight. I'm going to sign off today. It's Friday. Hope you guys have a blessed day, blessed weekend. Don't drink and drive, but if you do, call your lawyer first. And I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you.